Hi, this is Michael with Mountpac. Thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to be showing you how I replaced a bathroom supply line valve. That's a quarter turn valve, and a couple things you're going to need is some Teflon tape, crescent wrench. I usually have two crescent wrenches, one to hold the valve and one to tighten the nut onto the valve. And then I have a special, valve connection tool that pulls the brass compression fitting. So I'll show you that too. And this took approximately less than an hour. And so I actually installed it without a toilet, but you could also do the same thing with the toilet in the way. Just it's a little more tight, I guess. Thanks for watching again, and then also please subscribe to my channel, and then like the video, and I hope your valve replacement goes well. Let's get started. Here's the old valve, and I put a kind of a paint tray underneath because it was flat and it would be able to catch any water that I needed to catch. So I take off the small one in my application, and then just showing you the quarter turn valve. It's just quarter turn, turns on and turns off. And then I take off the big one, nut, and then there's the brass compression. And then I take Teflon tape, and right now I put Teflon tape on both fret threads. It's just way easier to do it now than when it's on the wall. And like I was saying before, the tool above my hand that has like kind of a cross on it, it pulls the compression brass fitting off of the pipe in the wall, and it utilizes the nut that comes with the valve. So I usually wrap the Teflon tape around maybe 4 times or so. Any more than that, it just gets harder to put on. And then I have my beauty ring, and then my crescent wrenches. And again, the crescent wrench, so one of them is to hold the valve, and then the other one is to turn the nut as you tighten it. And remember to turn off your water to the house or to the bathroom or wherever you're working, kitchen, wherever you're working at. The other thing is I usually turn on a faucet try to turn on the faucet below where you're trying to change out the valve, so it kind of relieves most of the water. And so this kind of showing you how I take one crescent wrench in one hand, hold the valve, and then loosen the nut with the other hand. And this old valve it has a valve and the hose combo connected into the same unit. It's older style, and so the chances that I'm going to be able to get off that nut without this special tool is slim to none. It's going to require it. And then, so I got this from, I believe, Amazon. I think it's like $20 or so. Not too bad for the price, and it usually, within a week or so, you'll have the tool. And then so you just connect it to the threads of the nut on the wall and just twist the cross handle there, and it gently pulls the nut with the compression ring off of the pipe in the wall. And then after that is removed, then I have a piece of sandpaper that I sand down the actual pipe in the wall. And I think I do this for several different reasons. One, to kind of redo the surface so we have a good surface to put the new valve on, and then also to kind of clean it up so it looks better in the wall. After I take off this beauty ring that's painted, I'm going to put the new one on, and I kind of want to make sure that the copper pipe in the wall is nice and shiny and looks new. Especially when I'm remodeling a bathroom, I want to make sure everything's looking new and updated after the bathroom is done. I just kind of let it drip here for a little bit, grab the sandpaper, and then it doesn't have to be very big. I just usually like maybe a 3" by 3" piece of sandpaper to sand down the pipe in the wall. And it doesn't take very long to sand this. It's not a big task to sand it down and make sure it's nice and clean and good looking. And then after that's done, you put the new nut on with the threads facing you, and then put the brass fitting on. Oh, sorry, put the beauty ring on first. If you forget that step, they do have several different options where you don't need to take out the valve, but it's nice to do it before you put the valve on. And then this toilet is going to be pretty close to the valve, so I opted to put the supply line connection to the left of the valve. Most of the time I put it straight up to the ceiling. And this application too, it's going to be easier for the client to open and close the valve once the toilet's in place. And then I usually tighten it pretty good, making sure that seal is everything is compressed and sealed correctly, so no water leaks. I usually, when I turn back on the water to make sure it doesn't leak, I try to turn it on a little pressure at a time to make sure there's no leaks, because you never know. Sometimes you could do everything right and perfect, and there's still maybe a little leak that you weren't aware of. And so oftentimes I like to go on my cell phone with speakerphone and then have somebody else turn on the water so I could tell them to turn it off if there is a leak. But if you're by yourself, that's a little hard, so I usually just turn it on little by little and come back to the place where I've replaced the valve so I can see if it leaks or not, because all the water that comes out of that, there's a lot of water, and so if you have a leak, then it could go all over the place real fast. So there's the new valve. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I hope your valve replacement goes well. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and then like the video, and have a great day.